summer last year. Just set off from Alvacut on my way to Braunston. The weather was beautiful, the birds were singing, and while it was a bit hot, it was great to be boating again. I travelled through the remains of the Pooley Hall coal mine. There was lots of heritage to see. A large hill next to the canal not only provided panoramic views, but was originally the coal tip, and what is now moorings used to be the loading points for the boats. Even the water level was quite high and was making good speed. However, I'll let myself explain while tied up at Polesworth Visitor Moorings why this wasn't such a perfect day. Of course, a good day's boating is never without its pitfalls, and as you can see, got a problem with the water pump again. I'm going to have a look at that and we'll take it to bits. Well, the first thing we need to do is turn the engine off. I'm going to do that now. This is a reciprocal pump arrangement, and inside this top one here is the valve gear for that pump. So we're just going to take it out and have a look, see what's happened. I have a tool I can use to slacken it off. I find this works better than most things. Slackened it off, that's all we need. Come out again. I'm hoping that that's above the canal, so I don't need to turn the water off. Should be. Oh, it must be near the canal. Maybe it's just water in the engine. But I think we can find, I'll see the problem here. We can definitely see the problem here on this valve assembly. What some engineers call pennies, because they look like little pennies, has got stuck. It's just got caught. I think it's worn down, and it's now smaller than it should be, which is allowing it to come past this bit of casting, and it will pop out fairly easy, I think, he says. No, it's actually quite well stuck in there for a change. Oh, there we go. So it comes out easy. I could put this back and it'd be working normally again for a short period of time, but I'm going to have a closer look at this and see if we can't do something about it. So the way to get into this is by removing this ring here. It's just threaded in. I'm just going to put a screwdriver on there, use this other one to hold it in place as I bash it. Hopefully it should just pop out. Going to use this lump hammer. So, needed a bit of persuasion, but I managed to finally get it loose. He says. because the ring is brass and the housing is brass as well, you have to be very careful not to damage the internal threads here, and I think I might have damaged some last time I put it together, as it was a lot harder than it should have been. But anyway, I think it's recut itself a thread. So that's the end piece there. We've got access now to the valve. As you can see, it's just a flat copper washer in effect, but you can probably just see the edges are quite fine. They're worn down at the edges. It's quite thick in the middle. You can feel it coming to becoming thinner at the edges. And one of the problems with these valves is they don't just lift sort of straight up and down like that. They actually sort of flap open like that. So they are prone to get in at an angle, as you can see. In fact, this one will go past there, but it actually doesn't get stuck. So I don't know whether it's worth actually filing a little bit of this down so that it doesn't get stuck, or maybe swapping the two valves over. Now, I'm trying to remember how you take the next bit to bits. So that's the spring out. Keep them together. And I think it's a similar affair, only this bit here unscrews. I'm a little reluctant to take this one apart since it's working so well. Let me see if we can get into that. See if I can do it slightly less destructively. Moved. And now I can get the spanner out. Not a problem I was expecting. At least it's freeing up a bit now, so I can probably get in there. Now that's freed up, I can probably just give it a little bump and tap out. I think we'll come up against the same problem as we did last time, where the tracks are a bit damaged. Slow and steady wins the race. That's what they say. Right, it seems to be just coming in and out now. So I think it might just be a push fit actually. And the other bit holds it in place when you screw that bit in. And I think that's what's happening here. So I'm hoping it should just come off the end now. So this comes, just slots in, and then the end piece just screws on and holds it all in place. I'm just going to see if I can knock this out now without damaging the threads for the screw top. And there we go. Still not coming out. And it's out. So yeah, there is actually no threads on that. It's just an insert. Oh, actually, I've got one here. I've got one here with another spring on it, which I think is broken. But you can see there, that's broken as well. But it's out. So that's the coil and valve for that one. I'm just going to put this one back in here and see how it fits. So that might be alright. Just get a bit of grease on this just to help it in and out. Some grease on that. Just put a very thin smear inside there as well. It's still very rough going in. Pretty sure it shouldn't be like that. I'm just gonna help it home, tap it home. Right, I think that's into its final position. And we'll see how this valve fares in this location. Although looking at it, it's probably not going to get trapped like the other one. So it makes me wonder if this is going to continue to have the same problem. Maybe not. And I'll reassemble it anyway. Where's the spring going? Yeah, that's quite a good spring on that. I don't know whether I think the big end should go that side because it's resting on that. No, that's wrong. The spring goes on the top, doesn't it? So yes, so the thin end. How does it? Yeah, the thick end seats on a ring around this piece here, apparently. And I'll just get a lot more grease on this. Right, got a bit more grease on there. I'm just gonna assemble it loosely first, just to make sure I've got everything in the right place. So hopefully you can see that that valve is operating. It's just catching on the thread at the moment because I haven't got that all the way in. And this one's operating too. So let's just take this back out again. That's how easy it should normally come in and out. So whether it's got a bit of dry water in the lime scale in the things, I don't know. I'm just going to give this a little tap home. Don't want to over tighten it because I might be taking it bits again. It's not quite all the way there yet. Oh, am I doing it the wrong way? I'm so used to taking it out, I forgot I was putting it in. I think that should be enough. We'll find out when we find out that that's fallen off, but I think it'll be okay. Right, we'll put this back in the engine and see if it's going to make it work. And you'll notice you always have to stop the engine in a particular spot, otherwise you can't get this in and out past that. Screw that in. Give me super duper tightening bar. Just needs a little nip, doesn't need a lot. If it leaks, I'm not too worried about it. It's just a little dribble of water in the bilges. And we'll fire her up. A lot happier now.